Are we live? Oh, we're live. We're live, y'all. I'm Body So Fit in the building, or you can call me Mona Lisa TV, or you can call me Nadine, or you can call me what other names are the Aquaprint. You feel me? I go by many names, many names. A lot of you are probably confused, like why she got so many names? Because I am that I am. You feel me? If you know, you know. I am that I am, period. So I'm a lot of things. A lot of people like to put us in the box, especially creators and artists. People like to put us in a box and be like, oh, you got to pick a name or you got to pick one thing and do one thing. Well, God didn't create us with just one talent. So I'm going to explore all the talents, all the names that I resonate with, so that way I can best represent myself. You feel me? My multifaceted self. Because I'm not just my legal name. You feel me? I'm more than just my legal name. You feel me? Like your legal name is just your legal name. Your legal name does not represent who you are. So I like to pick names that represent my essence. You feel me? Because there's an essence to me. I'm more than just my legal name. So that's why I like to go by many names like Mind Body So Fit. Yeah, that's me. The Aqua Print. Yeah, that's me. Mona Lisa TV. Yeah, that's me. That's. Mona Lisa is not original, but I feel her presence. You feel me? I feel like her and I have a connection. I feel like Mona Lisa and I have like some type of past spiritual connection. You feel me? So that's why it's like I sometimes, go by Mona Lisa TV because I feel like I was supposed to continue her legacy. Like I feel like I'm part of that legacy. Like we're so family. So who knows? I could have been the real Mona Lisa, reincarnated. You feel me? Do you guys believe in reincarnation? I believe in reincarnation. So, what's up, everybody? Come on in the motherfucking building. I see you, see me, see you, see me. What's good? Hi, everybody. Let me see. Let's try to go back a little bit. I was just explaining all the different names, but that I go by because some people are confused by why I go by so many different names, but I am that I am. And I'm a multi-dimensional being, so I'm not going to be confined by just my government name. That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense to me. Excuse me. It makes sense. It's a little chilly and I got my incense going, so if I start sniffing, just please excuse me. It is what it is. I gotta have my incense on so I can protect my energy because I'm a light worker, and light workers, we gotta have our tools and essentials to protect our energy, period. And with that being said, any negative energies, evil eyes, negative actions being directed toward me, I return it to sender. You don't want me to multiply it, okay? Because if I multiply it, it's automatic, instant karma. So behave yourselves. Good vibes only, positive vibes only. I come here with nothing but love. So please bear with me as I'm figuring all this out, as I'm figuring out all the ins and outs and buttons and things like that. And I will really appreciate it if you guys can follow me, subscribe, hit them buttons, y'all. Hit all the buttons that you're supposed to hit to put us out there. Vibe is about to be different in a whole good way. All right. Trust me. Okay. You might want to stay tuned to see what I have in store for you guys. So make sure you follow me, subscribe, hit them buttons, like them posts. Unfortunately, we still have to work with the algorithm to get more audience. So I would really appreciate if you guys can go and click on them posts. Like. It's not going to cost you anything to like a post. You feel me? They're all positive, inspiring posts. So it's not like there's nothing offensive on here anyways. But so make sure y'all show me some love and put me out there because I have a lot to say. I have a lot to share with the world. I love this planet more than you would ever understand. I love humanity more than you would ever understand. I don't believe in the whole separation, division of races and countries and flags and all that shit. That, in my heart, I see a person. When I see a human being, I don't see color. I see human first. You feel me? I don't of course you see gender after. So like here's the order, here's in this order, this is how I see when I meet a person, I don't just look at them and be like, oh, that's a guy, or that's a girl, or that's a black person, or that's a Mexican person, or that's a white Caucasian person. I'm still working on my language, I'm trying to evolve my language as well, so it's not, I'm not using any offensive languages. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't look at people and be like, you're this, you're that. No, like my mindset and my heart and my essence, like the way God created me, when I look at a person, I just see a person first. You feel me? I see a person, a human being, before I can see any characteristics, any characteristics that makes them different than I am. Okay, so I see them as a human first. You feel me? And then it's like, okay, that's a guy. I'm talking to a guy, or I'm talking to a girl. You know what I'm saying? That's like secondary. You feel me? I don't give a fuck what color skin anybody is, because there's good and bad people in all shades of skin colors. Okay, I've experienced horrible experiences with black people, white people, Mexican people, all type of people, Asian people. I've experienced discrimination in all the races, including my own. So I've evolved to a place where I see a person as an individual. I don't put them in a group and be like, oh, you're Italian, so I'm going to treat you in a specific group as an Italian. No, I'm like, you're a person. You belong to a different culture, of course. I love learning about different culture. I love celebrating other cultures, but I'm not going to treat you different just because your culture is different than mine. Like that, to me, does not make sense at all. Like, it does not compute. You feel me? It does not compute. So when I look at a person, I see you as a human being first. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm talking to a guy. I'm talking to a girl. I think that's as far as it goes. I don't structure my brain or my conversation to fit into the mold of race and skin color. To me, I feel like that's so outdated. That's super old. We are so behind on spiritual elevation and evolution. And so to me, I'm past that. I'm like 50 to 100 years ahead of time. For those of you who've known me, you know that I'm way ahead of time, and sometimes that's why a lot of people don't understand me. A lot of people misunderstand me or mislabel me, because I'm not living in everybody's time frame or timeline. You feel me? As a light worker, as a spiritual being, as a spiritual leader, I'm like catapulted decades. I'm like decades ahead of the game. I'm decades ahead of time. So the things that I talk about, the things that I like to bring into the light, people are looking at me like, yeah, wishful thinking that there's going to be world peace, wishful thinking that there's going to, that you don't see color, wishful thinking there's still racism or whatever. And I'm like, there's racism in every culture. All right, there's racism in every culture. The Asian culture, the black community, the white community. I don't hate using color. See, every time I use like color to describe a community, it makes me cringe. It's like, ugh, that don't even feel right, like in my tongue. Like my tongue doesn't even feel right calling somebody by the color. You feel me? I like to acknowledge people by their culture. That's as far as it's gonna go, as far as like, our differences. I will describe somebody according to their culture, but saying somebody's white or saying somebody's black, to me, it's a foreign language. You know what I'm saying? It's a foreign language. I come from a place, even though Africa is predominantly, Africans' mentality is different. Like, we see the world as human first. And that's a lot of misconception that's been going on for a very long time, is that Africans look down on African Americans. That's the biggest bullshit, the biggest myth, the biggest conspiracy. If there's an appropriate time to label something conspiracy, it's the conspiracy that Africans from Africa look down on African Americans. If anything, it's just a misconception. I'm not going to say it's the other way around, but most of the negativity that I hear directed towards one or the other is coming from African Americans. And I'm just like, if only you knew. If you can only go to Africa, take a trip to Africa and meet the people, get to know them, you're going to see that we see you as a human being. We love you as a human being. And not just African Americans. Africans from Africa love everybody, no matter what skin color you are. That's probably our downfall. That's probably the reason why we're still, the continent that's still dealing with, injustice. Maybe because we embrace everybody with open arms, and then people take advantage of us like that because we're so loving, giving, and welcoming. You feel me? That's something that we have to learn boundaries, right? I feel like Africa as a continent needs to learn boundaries. Human beings in general needs to learn boundaries. I feel like boundaries is important as an revolutionist. If I get tongue twisted, it's because I speak 5 languages, okay? You try to speak 5 languages and figure out which accent is going to come out. The accent is going to come out I have different accents, okay? Anyways, I'm jumping all over the place. Please excuse me. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Make sure you hit that follow, subscribe, tap whatever buttons you need to hit to push me into the algorithm. Share the live. I appreciate it. What was I talking about? Shit. I got so excited. I get so passionate. I have so many thoughts coming in. I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Somebody put in a comment. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, but yeah. Anyways, Africans from Africa, we just love everybody. And I feel, oh, yeah, there you go. I'm back on track. Back on track. Boundaries. I feel like, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you so much. Oh, thank you for the badge. I got a badge. That's what's up. Y'all so sweet. Y'all making me feel so welcome. This is my second live on here, period. So, ever. I haven't been on TikTok live at all. So, I'm a little, fresh to the scene. So, I really appreciate the support. Anyways, we're talking about boundaries, right? I feel like Africa's downfall has been boundaries because we're so loving, because we're so welcoming, because we see human first. A lot of the other countries, the other places that are not so evolved spiritually, right? Because I think it has to do with spirituality. Africa is so spiritual that we're tapped in, it's the motherland for a reason. Because it's the motherland, we're really, really grounded, really tapped in. And I feel like the place where we fail is our discernment, right? Boundaries and discernment. I feel like boundaries and discernment is the reason why Africa is still going through what it's going through, because we have not learned boundaries and discernment, right? We're just like, hey, welcome, come on in, everybody. But I feel like let's get back to the human, right? I feel like as a human being, as an individual, and by the way, there's bad people in all cultures. I've lived enough life to experience injustice in all the cultures. I've been betrayed by my own, and I have been betrayed by others, and I have been betrayed by all races. You feel me? I felt injustice in all the races. So I can't just categorize one and be like, you're the devil. I can't just categorize one specific race and be like, you're the problem. No, there's problems in all the races. And that's why the whole concept of race just needs to fuck off. The whole concept of race and separation and division needs to just fuck off, because it's so outdated. I feel like it's like 200 years behind. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that we set boundaries even as an individual, because when you're so giving, when you're such a giver, such a welcoming person, there's a lot of takers. And takers, they don't have boundaries. Takers would take until they can't take no more. And then when they can't take no more from me, they move on and take from somebody else. And so as an individual, that's one thing that I've learned in my spiritual journey, anyways, in my Mind, Body, Soul, Fit journey. Is learning to set boundaries and really stick by it. And of course, nobody's perfect at all. Nobody's perfect. I make mistakes. I meet people. Trust, give them the benefit of the doubt. I wouldn't say trust, but I give people the benefit of the doubt from the beginning, because I don't like judging people, off of like face value. I like to give people a chance to show me who they really are, to show me their true colors, And it's up to you to, what's good, everybody? What's up? Come on in, share the live. Let's get more people in the building, y'all, so we can get the fire burning and really tap in. So share the live, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. What was I talking about? Damn, I guess I get so many downloads of information coming in from the divine that it's like my tongue is not fast enough. My brain is like, and my tongue's like different speeds. So I gotta pace myself. But anyways, guys, share the live. Let's get more people in the motherfucking building. But yeah, I'm just talking about boundaries. As an individual, what I've learned in my mind, body, soul fit journey is boundaries. So being able to master that is like an accomplishment. I'm like super proud of me. I can stand my ground, and I know what I want. I know who the fuck I am. I know who I am. Nobody can tell me who I am, what I am, or what I want. I know what I want. I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I know what I want to do. I know what I'm doing. I know where I want to go. You feel me? And of course, obviously, it's a learning experience, and I'm constantly evolving. I will forever be a student. No matter what I'm teaching, everything that I teach is something that I've learned. So my foundation would always and forever be a student first. You feel me? Because there's so much to learn about life. Like, that's the beauty of it. That's why we're here on earth. We're not here on earth to just make money and look good and live luxurious. No, this is not our home. This is school. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to act like this is the final destination. This is not the final destination. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? With the most recent events, the catastrophe and the unfortunate events that happened recently, we can learn that material things can evaporate just like that. You can work 20, 25 years trying to save up, trying to make money and buy all these luxurious things just for it to just poof, one day all gone, and you have to start all over again. You know what I'm saying? But when that happens, it's important to come back to your foundation. What is your foundation? You feel me? What's your foundation? What keeps you grounded in what keeps your mind, body, and spirit aligned, grounded to a higher perspective, right? What keeps you grounded to a higher perspective. Because when you lose everything, God knows I've lost it all. I've lost a lot. I've lost my country, my family, my child, my son. You know, I'm currently grieving. I'm still grieving my child. You know, my firstborn, my baby, my son. You know what I'm saying? I've been through it all. Every type of abuse you can think of: mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, sexual, all of that. I have been through it all. I have been through wars. I have been through the foster system. I can't think of anything that I haven't been through. I've had multiple near-death experiences. I've had people. I still have people trying to take me out. But with God's blessing, with God's power, I am protected. I am shielded, because guess what? I am God's investment. Okay, and I can walk around with my chest up. You feel me? I can walk around with my head high, knowing that God got my back, because I'm serving a divine purpose. I know that God will not let anything happen to me that's not supposed to happen to me. So all y'all out there trying your little hoodoo on me, it's only gonna backfire. So I suggest you stop and embrace the love. I bring nothing but pure love and light, but I'm not the one to fuck with. I'm not the one to get fucked up with. You feel me? Don't get it twisted. I'm sweet. I'm kind. I love humanity. I love everybody, but I will also check anybody. I don't give a fuck what your title is. I don't care what your job is. I don't care what your status is. I don't give a fuck how much money you got in the bank. You disrespect me, you gonna get checked. Because you know why? Because I respect people up front. I give people the benefit of the doubt up front. I give people a chance to fuck it up. You feel me? I'm not the type of person that I'm like, oh, you got to prove yourself to get my respect. Oh, you got to earn my respect. No, I think that's an outdated mentality. I think that's an egotistical mentality, because I think all of us, we deserve a chance at respect just off of face value. You feel me? Everybody deserves a chance to get respect from the beginning, from the get-go. And if I do something that's disrespectful, then you can take away then you can take the respect away. But some people, they just like to make other people do all this extra shit. Like, oh, you got to prove to me that you deserve my respect. Like, no, like, what the fuck? Like, we all deserve respect as a human being. If I have not given you a reason to be rude to me, if I've not given you the reason to doubt me, why are you not giving me the same mutual respect? You feel me? I feel like respect is the foundation of humanity. Once we learn to respect ourselves, back to that boundaries, because boundaries is all about self-respect, right? When you have boundaries, you have self-respect. It gives you that oomph to be able to be like, I know who I am, and so therefore I can give other people the respect, because I want other people to feel powerful in their entity, in their essence, right? So you give somebody a chance to fuck it up. Don't just be like, nah, you gotta prove to me. I have been hurt all my life. I've been through this and this and this and that, so I'm not gonna trust you. It's like, no, that's not fair. That's not fair, because then you're just dumping all of this past trauma and you're projecting your shortcoming on the new person. Like, you just met me. Like what? Why wouldn't you give me that respect off the get-go? I have not given you a reason to not, you know what I'm saying, to not respect me. So let's respect each other from the beginning. And then if somebody gives you a reason to be like, you got me fucked up, then you can pull back. You feel me? I feel like that's an outdated mentality where it's like, oh, you got to earn respect. No, respect is not earned. Everybody have the right to have respect until they disrespect. Everybody deserves that foundational respect when you meet somebody as a human being. You know what I'm saying? And if I fuck up, then be like, okay, yeah, you don't deserve my respect, F you or whatever. You know, you ain't got to do all that. Or you can just, dismiss the situation. But don't just treat somebody like crap because you want to see how far you can push their boundaries just to see if they're a good person. Because that makes you a hypocrite. Like, when you're testing somebody, you're playing games with somebody just to force them to earn their respect or to earn the trust, I feel like this is making you the phony. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people who test other people to gain trust and to gain respect, I feel like they're the phony one, because then you're not giving me your authentic self, but you're asking me to give you my authentic self. Make it make sense? And that don't make no sense at all, like, whatsoever. So it's important that we set that foundation of respect from the beginning, before you can even get to know somebody. And so that way you can all get to know each other on a fair playing field. Playing field? I'm still learning English, y'all. English is literally my 5th language. So bear with me if I get tongue twisted and all that. I got too many languages trying to come out. So I have so many accents. It's not even funny. Well, it is what it is. But yeah, guys, I feel like that's one topic that I've always wanted to talk about is respect, mutual respect. Like, that's so important. Without respect, we are not going to win on this planet. Without respect, the planet is going to go poof. We're not the first civilization that has, you know what I'm saying? Let me knock on wood. There has been many civilizations before us. The Roman Empire, the Atlanteans. There have been so many empires. The Egyptian Empire. They all have came and gone. Poof, where did they go? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't all the civilization work? Because I feel like they They didn't have a foundation of mutual respect. Because when you have mutual respect with somebody, you're going to have compassion. I feel like compassion and respect are like one of the same. Like compassion and respect are like one of the same. You can't have compassion for somebody that you don't respect. You're not going to feel bad for somebody that you don't respect their existence as a human being. So I feel like respect is like everything to humanity. And once we start learning that, it's okay to give somebody respect from the beginning, and don't test them. Don't put them through all this obstacle course and trying to make them prove to you that they deserve your respect. No, and then that makes you the fake one. If you're testing me and putting all these scenarios and situation to see how I'm going to react, then you're not being authentic, right? Then how is that fair? I feel like we should have a mutual playing field where we respect each other. It's like, hey, I don't know you, you don't know me, but as a human to human, I'm gonna give you that respect, and then we can build from there. I'm not gonna make you prove to me that you deserve my respect. Just as a human being, we deserve that. We deserve respect, period. Until I give you a reason to doubt me, until I give you a reason to mistrust me. Then you can be like, oh, you did that one thing, you said that one thing, and I was just like, Then you can have your doubts. But don't have doubts from the beginning when you don't even know anything about a person. You feel me? Like, you have doubts in the beginning, creates all this illusions and worst case scenarios. And you're not even giving the person a chance. That could literally be the best person you've ever met. And you're going to pass them by because you have trust issues. So I feel like it's important that we have respect from the get-go. I mean, I'm not saying just trust everybody, where it's not a conversation about trust. It's a conversation about respect. You know, trust, it takes time to trust. Trust is a whole different conversation. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be out here trusting everybody, because guess what? The devil comes in different colors, shapes, sizes. It doesn't matter, gender. No. Men like to say the woman is the devil. Women like to say the guy is the devil. Guess what? The devil comes in all shapes, sizes, colors, countries, and it don't matter where you're from or what you look like, what you do for a living. There's only two types of people in the world. I've talked about this all the time, and I think it's very important that as we progress in this revolutionary evolution of humanity, as we step into this new earth, as we are currently in the age of Aquarius, the golden age, it's important that we update our morals, right? It's important that we update our standards, and we don't stay on that old, outdated mentality of like, oh, you got to earn my respect, or like looking at people based on their skin color or their culture and be like, oh, I'm gonna talk to you and treat you a specific way. I'm gonna use a certain type of language, or you know what I'm saying, just because you look a certain way. Like, that's so outdated. It's like 200 years behind time. So we need to catch up. We need to catch up to the current age of Aquarius, the golden age. This is supposed to be the best era for humanity, y'all. I know there's so much going on around the world, but guess what? You got to take out the trash for the house to be refreshed, right? You can't just bring in new furniture and decorate the house, and you still have yesterday's trash in the house. You feel me? You got to throw out yesterday's trash every day. You got to throw out the trash so the house could be fresh and all that good stuff. So I feel like that's what we need to do. We need to throw out the trash of all the outdated mindsets that we've accustomed to, you know, like, oh, you got to earn my respect, or treating people off of face value, race, color, gender. Like, you know what I'm saying? Human first. Human first. If you're going to remember anything from this conversation, just remember human first. Everybody deserves respect from the beginning as a human being. That's the topic of this conversation. Everybody deserves respect from the beginning, until you give me a reason not to respect you. And then I'll be like, F you, get the F out of my face. You are not my people. And by my people, when I say my people, I'm not talking about race either. I'm talking about beings of light. There's only two types of people in the world. That's what I was going to talk about. So there's two types of people in the world. There's agents of chaos. So people who are, they're natural beings, just want to create chaos. They want to start shit. They want to gossip. They want to poke at people. They want to see people's reaction. That they feed off of negativity. You know what I'm saying? They get bored when it's a quiet, peaceful, positive environment. They get bored. So they got to poke at somebody. They got to start shit. They got to, you know what I mean, stir shit up. That's one type of person, the agent of chaos. And then there's a different type of person, the agent of change. And by the agent of change, I'm not talking about, oh, you don't have to go protest. You don't have to start all this big movement for you to be an agent of change. Just by being a good person, just by treating yourself with dignity and respect, and treating other with dignity and respect, that makes you an agent of change, because you're creating a positive change, or you're maintaining the positive change, right? And if you want to go above that and give to humanity and be of service to humanity and help the evolution of humanity, then that makes you a frontliner, right? I don't know if you've heard of frontliners. There are frontliners, agents of change, and then there's regular agents of change who are just living life, being good people. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to do all the extra shit to prove that they're a good person. They just are good people. And then there are those leaders like me, frontliners, who go a little bit extra, a little bit above and beyond to help humanity elevate and evolve, so that way we're not stuck in the same place that we've been on 200, 300, 500 years behind. You feel me? So that's my job. My job as an agent of change, leader, frontliner, is to make sure that humanity stay on course and we're moving forward and we're not just stuck and stagnant, right? That's just a little description of me, because a lot of people, I have a lot of content, and a lot of people, it's all over the place because I'm multi-dimensional being. So I know a lot of people are wondering, why doesn't she just stick to one thing and just do one thing? That's fucking boring. Like, what's the point of life if you're just gonna do one thing for the rest of your life and stick to that thing? Not to talk down or look down on anybody who, does one thing and that's their thing and they stick to it. Like, if you're a chef and you just do content about being a chef and that's your niche, and that's great. Awesome. As long as you're happy, I'm happy for you. I can't just be happy doing one thing. I feel like I'm more than just one thing. You know what I'm saying? And society like to force us to pick one thing, like, okay, like you're an actress or you're a model or you're a dancer or you're a teacher, you know what I'm saying? Or you're a firefighter or whatever. No, a firefighter is more than just a firefighter. A firefighter can also become a dancer. A firefighter can also become a teacher. A firefighter can also become a volunteer at, you know what I'm saying, at a fashion show. You know what I'm saying? A firefighter can be a model. You know what I'm saying? A firefighter can be a cook. So you don't have to just be one thing. That's boring. That defeats the whole purpose of life to me, right? I'm speaking for myself. And those who are satisfied with just doing one thing, I'm happy for you too. It's all good. Nobody's judging. As long as you're happy, that's your path. That's your journey. But for me, I feel like I have so many downloads coming from the divine because I work directly with God, because I work directly with the divine and I get my downloads from the divine. I feel like there's so much that God wants to use me for, more than just one thing. And so of course I'm going to explore that, and everything that I do, I take joy and take pride in it because I know that I'm leaving a mark here on earth that's going to benefit not only my generation but the generations and generations to come. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, of course, I'm huge on being present. It's important to be present in the present moment. I appreciate the present moment. But as a leader, as a frontliner, as a revolutionist, as a spiritual light worker, we can't just think present moment. Well, the way we look at it, it's kind of like, okay, what you do in the present affects the future. That's how we look at it. We don't just be like, oh, day by day, we're going to go with the flow. Yeah, go with the flow to preserve your peace of mind, to preserve your sanity, so that way you're not overwhelmed. But when you get downloads from the divine, when you're being divinely guided for all those chosen divine being, God is using us to build the new earth. God is using us to reveal the new creations, right? Because the earth is ever evolving. We don't stay the same. We are not the same that we were 200 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the airplane was invented, that was like, to me, I feel like the airplane is the best example of demonstrating that we're supposed to continue to evolve, right? Before there was airplanes, we were where we are at. Once we had airplane, it was like, cool, now we're in a new era. We have air transportation, and now we have water transportation. We have cars that can go on water and land, and they're working on flying cars. Still waiting for those flying cars. You feel me? I feel like Star Wars really got me excited about the flying cars. I want my flying car. I'm waiting for that flying car. But yeah, guys, like, so now they're working on flying cars. We already have cars that go on water. We have all these amazing technologies that are being produced. That's exciting. That's what life is all about. Moving forward, evolving, creating new things. And it shouldn't just be limited to technology. You feel me? I feel like evolution is more than just technology. Technology, we can invent technology and have the most fanciest electronics or whatever, but those electronics, they can break. They can malfunction. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the most important evolution that we have to do is with ourselves. And that's why my business, Mind, Body, Soul, Fit, is focused on that. It's focusing on the evolution of self. You know what I'm saying? It's focusing on the evolution of self, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, right? Because we're more than just a physical body. We're more than just our mind. We're more than just our brain. We're like a whole complete package. The Holy Trinity. You feel me? So it's important that we nurture that and we continue to evolve, not only ourselves, but also our exterior. Interior and exterior. Because, I feel like some countries are already added time with the whole evolution. Like Japan is like in the future. But anyways, I'm not going to, make comparison because I feel like every country is evolving at whatever pace it's supposed to. And, it's not about competition. Be like, oh, this country has the best technology or this country. No, like, fuck the countries. I'm so sick of the whole separation. It's like, there's one earth. One earth. One earth. We're all in that bubble called earth. We're all in that bubble called earth. So I don't give a shit how it's split, who's on what corner of that world, wherever. North, east, west, south, It don't fucking matter to me because I see the planet. I don't see countries and all of that. I see the planet as a whole. Like, so I guess maybe it's like a light worker thing. Maybe it's a spiritual thing. Once you're awake, once you're aware, it's like you can't look back from that. And that's why a lot of people are like getting mad at me because they're like, oh, pick a side. I'm not going to fucking pick a side because there's bad people on all the sides. I represent the good people. That's the side I'm on. You know what I'm saying? You want me to pick a side? I'm on the side of the good people of the world. No matter what skin color, what country you're from, if you're a good person, I'm on your side. If you're an agent of chaos and you're out here just causing drama and starting trouble, I'm not on your side because that's not my job. My job is to make sure that the planet continues to evolve in a healthy pace, right? In a healthy evolution. Mind, body, and soul. Personally, externally, a healthy planet. You know what I'm saying? More nature, clean air, end of poverty. No more poverty. Why the fuck is there still poverty and it's 2025 and there's gazillionaires? Make it make sense. You feel me? So we need to balance out the playing field. I'm not saying, oh, I want a socialist society. That's not what I want. It's what God wants. God wants unity. God wants unity. And if anybody who's promoting separation, that's going against the whole plan of evolution. Anybody who's promoting separation based on skin color, country, flags, borders, or whatever the fuck, you're literally going against God's plan. And that's not good because there's consequences to going against God's plans. As you can tell by the most recent events going around all over the world, there's all kinds of most random natural events. God is in charge, y'all. God is in charge. God is in charge of all the presidents. God is in charge of all the human beings. God is in charge of all of us. There is nobody above God. Listen, we have got to come together. Separation, division is not it. God will burn this whole mother down if we don't come together and get it right. I'm telling you, please, I'm begging you, get it together. Love one another. Love one another. Stop seeing separation. We are one under God's eyes. We are one in God's heart. We are one. We're the same. Different, of course, beautifully different. Different cultures, you know what I'm saying? Different style, different personalities, you know, that's all beautiful. It's beautiful to celebrate our differences, right? But that's the whole point. We're supposed to celebrate our differences and not use it as a tool to compete. We're supposed to celebrate our differences instead of using it as competition. Of course, healthy competition is good. Healthy competition is good. I feel like it creates discipline or whatever, but I'm not big on competition, not big on competition. That's probably why I don't go on many auditions. I haven't done so many auditions because it's like, if you want me in your movie, then you put me in your movie. Like, I'm not going to go compete with 300 people just to get a project. Like, no, like, you want me in your project, you're going to put me in your project. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go out of my way to prove that I'm better than anybody else just to be received. I'm not going to try to go out of my way to prove that I'm better than anyone else to get a position, to get a job, to get da-da-da. No, it's like I'm going to put my best foot forward. And if you see me as an individual and you see my skills and you want to hire me based on my skills, then great. They're on display. And if you have questions about what other skills I have, you can just ask me. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind doing an interview. I don't mind having a meeting, having a conversation to discuss what I have to bring to the table. But one thing I'm not going to do is put myself in competition with people who don't know my journey, people who I don't know their journey. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to prove like, oh, I'm better than that person, so you should give me the job. Like, no, like, what the fuck? Like, if it's meant to be mine, it will be mine. You feel me? But at the same time, I do know my worth, though, and I know that I'm quality. I know that I'm quality. I'm not quantity. I know that I'm rare. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I'm rare, it doesn't make me better than anyone else. It's called self-awareness, y'all. It's called self-awareness. I know my worth. I know I'm rare. I know I'm one of a kind. I know I'm different than the average person. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to do all that, I know I'm different because I've learned myself. I've studied myself. I've put in work into my self-awareness and self-love. You know what I'm saying? So mastering self-love, you have to get to know the different layers of yourself. You have to peel yourself apart and then put yourself back together. You know what I'm saying? You have to take yourself apart to understand who are you, what are you, because who you are and what you are is two different things. You feel me? Who you are and what you are, different things. So it's important, like, you not break yourself down. No, you pull yourself apart to understand the different layers that makes you who you are. You have to learn your essence so you can know what it is that you're supposed to be doing here on earth, so you can understand how it is that you're supposed to relate to other people. You can't relate to other people if you don't even know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go based on what social media is telling you is the coolest person. You can't just go what TV, magazines, or whatever tells you This is what the epitome of a cool person. Like, no, fuck all that. Like, who are you? What makes you cool? Get to know you. Find out your cools and nurture those cool points. You feel me? When you nurture those cool points, that's when you learn self-love. And when you learn self-love and you invest that time to evolve yourself, then when you look at another person, you can be able to recognize those things in other people. And you're like, I remember when I was thinking, when my mindset was like that, this is what I did to change it. And I can share that with other people and hopefully help them. But everybody's journey is different. Everybody's essence is different. But the core, right? The core foundation of what makes us all the same is love. God's love. God created us with love as his children, her children. Because I don't think God is a gender. That's a whole other conversation that could take 3 hours to talk about. The whole referring to God as a he, and God is not a he. God is not a she. And God is energy. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, the whole point is God created all of us as the children of earth. So when we're looking at each other and creating all this separation based on gender, based on country, skin color, social status, financial status, or whatever, you're losing. You think you're winning, but you're not. You could be a billionaire. Excuse me. You could be a billionaire, but if you're a race, excuse me. Sorry, guys, my nose is. Sorry. Hold on. Hold your horses. I have the incense on, y'all, and my fan is blowing because the incense. So it's getting to me. But you know what I'm saying? You could be a billionaire, but if you're a racist billionaire, you're broke, honey. If you're a racist billionaire, you're spiritually broke. You're brokey. The real brokies are the ones that have money, but they have no soul. They have no essence. They're not giving nothing to humanity. They're not contributing anything to help humanity become a better humanity. You're not doing your part, bruh, girl. Calling everybody brokey, but they're just like, where is your mentality? Where is your compassion? Looking down on people because you have status, because you have money, like, that's whack. That's lame. That makes you a loser. Money does not make you cool. Who you are is what makes you cool. You know what I'm saying? Buying expensive things and flashing and then looking down on people, that makes you broke, honey. You're spiritually broke. I would rather be spiritually wealthy than, of course, you want that balance. I'm not going to say I don't want to be financially wealthy. That's the goal. The goal is to be financially free, right? I want to be financially free, but I'm not trying to corrupt my soul just to get to my finances. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to work with both. It's supposed to be a balance. It's supposed to be a balance. So if you're rich, you have all this money, and then you're talking shit and creating content, talking down on people, looking down on people who have not made it yet, people who are still grinding, people who are still hustling, people who are still trying to build themselves. If you're talking down on them, discouraging them by telling them they're brokies because they're not where you are, you're the brokey. Spiritually brokey. You feel me? All the people calling everybody brokey because you have money, you're revealing your true self, and it's ugly. It's ugly. Looking down on people because you have more money, that's ugly. That makes you ugly. It doesn't matter how aesthetically attractive you are, your insides are ugly. And to me, that's brokey behavior. Calling somebody brokey because they haven't got to where you are, that's brokey behavior. You're internally brokey. And as we can tell by the most recent events that happened, millionaires lost millions. Billionaires lost millions. I don't think they lost billions, but you got millions that lost millions. You feel me? And assets. So when your money's gone and you lose everything, what does that make you? A brokey. So don't be walking around thinking you're better than everybody just because you got more money, calling people brokey just because you made it. And most of the people that are using the term brokey to talk down on people, they're people who either started from the bottom. That's what I don't understand. Like, how the fuck you calling somebody a brokey? Oh, wait. Some people grew up with a silver spoon. If you grow up with a silver golden spoon in your mouth and you're calling other people brokey, first of all, that does not give you the right because you don't know what it's like to hustle. You don't know what it's like to grind. You don't know what it's like to be self-made because you were spoon-fed. You were cuddled and nurtured into your success. That's not, it's like, I'm happy for you, but there's no respect there because you didn't put in the work. You didn't grind, bruh. You can't call a hustler a brokey because they're not there yet. Especially if you don't know what it means to be a hustler. You don't know what it means to be a hard worker. You don't know what it means to be self-made. If you don't know what it means to be self-made, you are no place to call nobody a brokey. Even self-made. If you were self-made, then you would know better. People who are self-made, they know where they come from. They know that it's important they remember where they come from so that way when they do make it, they don't look down on people and talk shit about people who are not there yet. So the people who are calling other people brokey, either they're not self-made, they use other people to get to the top, you know what I'm saying? They say a little something, or, they finesse. If you're a finesser, and you made it to the top finessing people, you're the brokey because you're spiritually broke. You feel me? The people who are real hustlers, the real people who grind, the self-made people, they know better than to call somebody a broke, because once upon a time they were in that position. Once upon a time they had to grind. They were on the bottom. Once upon a time I didn't have this and this and that. So now that I have this and this and that, I'm not gonna walk around and act like I'm better than the person who is where I started. Make it make sense. You are spiritually brokey calling people brokey. Like, fuck that song. Like, what the fuck? That don't make no sense. Looking down on people because they're not where you are, and you're not even self-made. And you're not self-made. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're not self-made, you're in no position to look down on nobody. Nobody who's a hustler, nobody who's grinding. You feel me? Like, make it make sense. If you take away your money, what do you have to show for? You know what I'm saying? You take away the money and all the status, the glitz, the glam, the smoke and mirror, the rose-colored glasses. Once you take off those rose-colored glasses, what are you? A brokey, because then you have nothing inside. At least the people who are real self-made, who are real hustlers, they have heart. They have determination. They have resilience. They have self-respect. They have respect for the grind. They have respect for the beginning, the humble beginnings. So that way when we do make it and we are become financially free, we're like, I made it. I'm not going to call somebody a brokey just because they're just now starting their journey, or they've had, struggles getting to where they need to. Childish mindset, childish mentality. So, anyways, the moral of the story is respect people as human beings from the get-go. Don't force people to, don't test people and put people in all this obstacle course just for them to prove that they deserve your respect, because that makes you the fake one. If you're testing people to prove themselves to you, then you're not being 100% authentic, right? So you be able to bring your authentic self. I'm gonna bring my authentic self, and we can get to know each other authentically. And if our personality doesn't work, if our differences can't be compromised, then it's okay. It's okay. Not everybody's meant to be in your life. We're all different and beautiful at the same time, but we're not all meant to be in the same lifetime together. You feel me? You've heard the saying, some people are for a reason and some people are for a season. And I'm just super proud of myself, because that's one of the hardest lessons that I've had to learn in my mind, body, soul, fit journey, is learning to let go of people who are only supposed to be there for a season. You know what I'm saying? And of course it comes from, abandonment issues from, childhood and things like that. But I had to heal my inner child. I had to heal my abandonment issues in order for me to be confident. To be confident that the people who are in my life are supposed to be in my life. And those who are not supposed to be in my life, they're going to fall away. You know what I'm saying? God is going to make sure that they're not around. Because I'm God's precious cargo. I'm God's precious investment. You feel me? I can't just be around everybody. Everybody can't stay in my life, because I'm constantly evolving. I'm constantly changing. And if you're not evolving and changing, you're going to get left behind. Not that I'm going to look down on you because you're left behind. It's like, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray that you find the strength and the will to overcome your lessons, and you could evolve with us. But if you're purposefully, if you're intentionally choosing not to do the work to evolve and become the best version of yourself, to become a better person, then I'm not going to stick around to be dragged down. Like, I would not lower my standards just to meet somebody where they are, just to make them comfortable. Nah, hell fucking no. I wouldn't even do that with my own biological blood family. You feel me? I wouldn't even do that with my own mom. You feel me? Like, I see everybody equal. Everybody on the same playing field, no matter what gender, age, occupation, status. To me, in my eyes and my heart, we're all on the same playing field. So you either evolve or you get left behind. And it's okay if you get left behind. That's your lane. But I also have the right to choose my lane and choose the people that I want to surround myself with. And I've gotten to a point in my evolution, my mind, body, soul, fit evolution, to where I don't have tolerance for bullshit. My tolerance for bullshit is, it's like, Like you might, you know what I'm saying? Of course, nobody's perfect, right? Nobody's perfect. You might make a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. Hold on. Hold on. My lighting just changed. I gotta turn off. There you go. Anyways, of course, everybody makes mistakes, right? But how many times you gonna make the same mistake for me to keep giving you the benefit of the doubt? How many times you gonna make the same mistake and expect me to be like, you're still a good person. I'm still gonna stick around you. You're just learning. It's okay. You're just learning. How many times you gonna make the same mistake? I'm the type of person I try not to make the same mistake multiple times. You feel me? Of course, when it comes to a relationship, that's a hard lesson. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes in a relationship, you gotta repeat a few lessons for you to finally click. But when it comes to me personally making mistakes as far as like my actions, I'm not gonna continue to make the same mistakes with my actions because that's a waste. I'm evolving. I want to evolve. I want to see how far can I evolve before I leave this earth, because I believe in reincarnation. I'm a huge believer in reincarnation. That's a whole other conversation I could probably take 5 hours to talk about. But as a person who believes in incarnation, I want to make the most of this lifetime. I want to learn and evolve as much as I can in this lifetime, so that way in the next lifetime I can live my best life. Of course, I still want to live my best life in this lifetime, of course. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my whole life to just be lessons and lessons and lessons, even though the first quarter of my life has been mostly lessons, you know, but I'm gonna be humble and grateful about it. I'm now entering my best life era, but it's been a very long journey. Whew, I'm exhausted, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. I'm exhausted. It's been a lot. You know, I've been through a lot of lessons that fortunately I have learned from and I've embraced. So now I can live in my authentic self without feeling bad about it, because like I did the work. I put in the work. I did not crumble. I did not give up. I did not become bitter. I don't hate the world because of what I've been through. I don't treat people like shit because of how I was treated. You know what I'm saying? I feel like as a person who's been mistreated and abused and put through a lot of things, especially by the people closest to me, the people that I loved the most, who have put me through the worst, what I've gotten from that is compassion, because I don't want nobody to ever feel how I've felt being betrayed by the people that I love the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, by a stranger, you can be like, okay, yeah, whatever. You can, you know, out of sight, out of mind. But the people closest to you betraying, is like, how can you come back from that? Like, how can you come back from like the people closest to you? Like, even biologically, you know what I'm saying? Like, to betray you, that's like you're supposed to be my safe haven. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be my safe haven. How are you betraying me? And I'm supposed to go to you. You're supposed to be my emergency contact. How is my emergency contact betraying me? Like, that's weird. So it's like, because I've been to such extreme betrayal, I'm so grateful. Grateful to just have compassion for people. Oh, we got 4 minutes left, guys. But yeah, I'm just so grateful to have compassion. So please, guys, if you can get anything from all the blah blah that I was just saying, just compassion, 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 self-love. What the fuck is this? Unable to verify. What the fuck is this? Okay, anyways, we got a few minutes left, couple minutes left, guys. I'm just gonna sum it all up. So if you can remember anything that I yapped about: self-love, mutual respect, give people respect from the beginning. Don't make them earn your respect, give them respect. Of course, make them earn your trust. Trust and respect is two different things. You want people to earn trust, not respect. Give people respect from the beginning and have them earn your trust. Set boundaries. It's good to be a good person, but good people get taken advantage of all the time. You want to set boundaries so that way you can have self-respect and you can protect yourself and protect your journey, right? If you've worked really hard to become a good person, to become the best version of yourself, you're not going to just let people just pull the rug from under you, you know what I'm saying, and waste all that hard work. So self-love, mutual respect, fuck all the whole borders, colors, skin color, gender, all that shit. Look at a person as a human being first. Human first. Human first. Human first. Set boundaries. Mutual respect. That's the lesson. Human first. Boundaries. Self-respect. Mutual respect. I love you. I love you as a human being, and that nothing to it. You don't have to prove nothing to me for me to love you. As a humanity, we are one, under one globe, and until we really come together and see each other as human first, nobody's gonna win. There's no country that's gonna be better than another until we learn unity. Unity, together, together, together. God created us together. God put us under one roof. There's only one roof. Despite different countries, there's only one roof. To God, there's only one flag. There's only one flag to God, and that's the flag of peace. To God, there's only one flag, and it's the flag of peace. Peace on earth. World peace is the only flag that God gives a fuck about. I send everybody love and light, and those who are going through a hard time right now, please continue to pray and have faith in God. God is real. I have lived through miracles, and if it wasn't for God, I would be so bitter, such a bitch. I'll be so just mean. But because of the power of God's miracles, I've protected my compassion. I've preserved my humanity. And I just wish that you find the strength to keep having faith in love, to keep having faith in humanity, because there's so much life to live. We're in the new era. We're in the new golden age, y'all. It's supposed to be the best time for humanity right now. So we need to embrace that and stop all that bullshit separation and hate. Because God will burn all this whole mother down if we don't get it together. This is the heads up. It's urgent that we come together and respect each other and love each other. Because if we don't, God is going to pull the rug right from under us and we're going to be left with nothing. No countries, no continent, no nothing. Love each other, support each other, give each other that mutual respect from the beginning. And set boundaries before you trust people, okay? I love you guys. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening. Please make sure you share my profile. Invite your friends over because it's going to be a whole lot of vibe. It's a little bit late right now, but it's not going to all be conversation. We're going to be turning up. I'm a person of multi-talents. I have different talents that I would like to display and share with you guys. So make sure you stay tuned and click them buttons for the algorithm. Unfortunately, we got to work with the algorithm. So help me, help you, help us. Help me, help you, help us. I love y'all. Toodaloo.